Okay, so the recording I had for this one, I didn't save and I ended up losing it, but I didn't get really far. Anyways, hi everyone, Phantom here from Phantom Reaper, and after almost a month, I'm finally have pu- have been able to start making a video. And we're doing part 2 of what if Deku was Kamen Rider Ryuki. And in the last video, some of you guys left some good suggestions on who should be who. And while there were some good ones, there were some that, although were pretty good, didn't end up. Although, who am I kidding? Only two people participated in this whole thing. The other guy was just asking about what if Deku was Kamen Rider 01, and I haven't seen 01, or ZO for that matter. I still have yet to finish Kuga and Ryuki, and the only reason I stopped watching Ryuki for the time being is because I'm on that whole love episode. You all know the one. Anyways, I do want to reemphasize something. If if the character I picked doesn't match the writer I paired them up with, or the writer someone suggested, it doesn't matter because this isn't the Ryuki story that we all know. This is something completely different. I'm gonna take my own spin on things with this story to make it more interesting. Not saying the original story isn't interesting, but I just want to spice it up a bit. It's like what stories are like food, and and teams are like spices. You use too much of one spice, it ends up overempowering the other flavors. It's like so I don't know where I'm going with this whole metaphor thing. What I'm saying is, this could be applied to something like Danganronpa. It's depression, it's despair inducing, but it also has a nice blend of other spices. Okay, I'm just waffling. So I'm gonna reiterate the rules real quick before I begin. Izuku will be Kamen Rider Ryuki, while everyone else will be a different rider chosen by the viewers or myself if I can come up with a better idea. I added that part in because I ended up coming with a real good idea for Night, despite the fact someone else suggested an also good idea. The only one who's excluded from this rules are Odin and Ryuga. I probably shouldn't have spoiled that I was going to include Ryuga, but come on, you guys all knew he was going to be in this. Now, only riders can eliminate the mirror creatures. Obviously, Izuku will not go to UA. He will be trying to get a small part-time job. And rider forms can be used outside the mirror world, but they can't use their final vent cards or the other vent cards. You know, the ones that summon those monsters. If they want their monsters to help them, they have to just manually get them out to help them. The only reason I'm adding that rule is because I feel like giving them more limitations to make it give them more incentive to fight in the mirror world. Now, last we left off, Izuku's best friend died, and no, it's not Bakugo, it's a new character I made called Akito, who had a quirk called mirrors, which reflected things. He saw him die in his very hands, and he handed him a card and told him to go to his house and get something. That's when he found the Ryuki deck, and also ended up in the mirror world, where he also saw Knight, and only saw him again at the entrance exam. Now, Knight was gonna kill him, but when he heard him say, sorry to Akito, he stopped and gave him an address to go to a cafe, and now that's where they meet. So, who will Knight be? I'm sorry for the people whose suggestions didn't get picked. I came up with this idea, and I felt like it worked well with another parent I had involved. I saw. So yeah, let's begin. I'm Izuku Midoriya, and you are? I'm. I'm. I'm sorry, I can't do this. Midoriya was dumbfounded, to say the least, because in front of him stood an older teenager. They're wearing a black jacket and with some pointy ears. At first, he's confused. Did I get the right place? Is that Knight? The Knight he's seeing right now is just crouching down in the corner of a wall. And I think we all know who I picked, but let's wait till the reveal. Don't worry, Kiji. You're trying your best. Soon Izuku turns to the source of the voice, and there he sees a young girl with blonde hair and glasses. You must be Ryuki, right? Oh, yeah. I'm Izuku Midoriya. Melissa's shield. Pleasure to meet you. Melissa? As in David? Are you related to David's shield by any chance? Right. I'm his daughter. Oh, I always liked David Shield and his work, especially what he did with All Might. Until, so you heard, huh? What do you mean? Oh, before I continue, this is Tamaki. He, he's very, he doesn't really have much self-confidence. Please, ignore me and my existence. Are you sure this guy is Knight? It's just when he puts on the armor, he gets a lot more confident. It's almost as if he acts like a different person. When I'm Knight, I have to get the job done. Oh, come on, get off the floor. You're dirtying yourself. At least look at him. You did try to kill him. Sorry, it's a complicated story. I have all the time I need. Wait, Tamaki Amakiji. You're a UA student, a third year, right? Someone pays attention to that? Yeah, I saw you at the sports festival. Your quick manifest has a lot of potential. I am wondering though, if you were to eat a food that contained multiple ingredients, would you get those properties? And Midoriya begins to mumble, and the two look at him confused. Uh, Sorry. It's just since I don't really have a quirk myself, I've always been fascinated by studying other people's quirks. Ah, so I don't even have a quirk as well. Look at us, quirkless buddies in this world. Oh, right. I think we should get back to the main matter at hand. How do you know Akito? He's my friend. My best friend. When... Or he was. What do you mean he was? He died. No, he... Damn it, there goes our only lead! Only lead? What's going on? Midoriya, I have a question to ask you. Have you ever heard anything recently about my father? Now that you mention it, there hasn't been much news about David Shield. Wait, don't tell me he's missing. And we believe it's connected to the mirror worlds. Midoriya just stands there in silence. There's just the fact that David Shield, a prominent inventor, just went missing like that and no one found out is shocking to say the least. Hang on, hang on. What do you mean by Akito being your only lead? I don't know much of the details, but from what I heard from Sam, there was an experiment trying involving a mirror quirk. We had a user come in whose name was Akito. He was heavily involved in the research. Wait, do you mean the card deck he had was the same was probably involved in this? This shocks both Melissa and Tamaki. Wait, you mean he was Ryuki? He was. I believe he was. And it's I saw him I saw him heavily injured in the middle of the town square. He gave me a card and told me to go to his house to collect something. That's when I found out about the card deck. So he was. But wait, if you said Ryuki was supposed to be dead, then what did this to him? It was another rider. I don't know much of the details. I couldn't really see him. It was. Ah! This is pointless. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the kitchen. Hamaki, wait! Sorry about him. No, it's fine. I do need more answers though. Well, Ryuki. Well, we were both looking for leads on Ryuki and Akito. Okay, but why were you looking for Ryuki specifically? He's what we call an administrator. Wait, an administrator? Someone who observes this battle royale we play in. You probably haven't encountered an event yet. An event? This seems strange. Sometimes the person who's organizing this whole thing will have one of them. He will have one of the administrators oversee an event. We were hoping to get answers from Ryuki because we found out months ago that he was heavily connected to Akito. I see. I'm sorry I'm not much help. But wait. If if these events happened before, you're not the first rider. And there have been many riders involved in this. How long was this going on for? I believe for 1 or 2 years. I'm not really sure. Wait, you mean this has been going on for 2 years? Yeah. What's the point of all of this? The main point is the last rider standing will be granted a wish. Wait. So, you mean... That's right. We're encouraged to kill. Wait? Oh, I meant Amakiji, you... The riders themselves. Why? Isn't he supposed to be... It isn't right to take someone's life. If we have this power to stop these monsters, we should be working together. You're not the first to say that. And you're not the last. I've met a few riders before who said the same thing, but in this war, unfortunately, kindness like this dies early on. Wait. I have a question. If the rider who wins this whole battle gets a wish, why is Tamaki fighting? That's not my place to say. Before they can continue, Tamaki leaves the kitchen again with a snack, and he's then leaving the cafe. I'm gonna go out for some fresh air. It's too cramped in here. Uh, okay. Well, wait, Tamaki, how is... Before Melissa can finish, Tamaki has already left. He's never gonna make friends with... I don't know how he has friends with an attitude like that. I understand. I was like that before I met Akito. You seem to hold him in high regards. Obviously. Me and him were planning to go to UA together. He actually helped me with some training. That's nice. Hey, I actually have a question. Do you guys own this cafe by any chance? Oh, yeah. It's... It was a gift from my late aunt. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't worry. I didn't really know her. She passed away before I was born. But she was very insistent on that my dad give this to me as a birthday present. Amakichi's also staying here as well since it's closer to UA and he doesn't want to really go back home. Is there something back home that bothers him? More or less. Midoriya then gets an idea, and then he asks Melissa this. Are you guys currently hiring? Eh? You see, since Akito passed away, my dreams for a hero have died down. Even then, I don't think that I would have had a good chance at the entrance exam. Seeing as how the mirror creature there showed up. And after fighting Knight, I've realized that I'm not strong. I need to get stronger if I want to find out the truth of what happened to Akito. So please, Melissa, let me help you, and please hire me. Oh my god, that sounds so silly. No, it's fine, it's fine. The cafe isn't open at the moment, but we do need more staff, per se. Oh, wait, has it just been you and Amaki? When Amaki's available, he just works in the kitchen. He's a pretty good cook. That makes sense with his quirk. Wouldn't UA also cause problems? Oh no, since he's in his third year, he's mainly just doing internships. And besides, Fat Gum is very understanding. He even comes by here sometimes. And before they can continue, the door opens, revealing a very, very big man. Melissa, hi! Is Amaki here? Fat Gum, you know we're not open. And you just missed him. Aww. I was hoping to talk to him about something. Fat Gum would then turn to see Midoriya and goes, "Oh, you have a new friend!" Yeah, we're currently doing an interview so he can work here. Midoriya, this is the pro hero Fat Gum. Fat Gum, this is Izuka Midoriya. Well, nice to meet you! He reaches out his hand, and Midoriya's just blank for a moment. Was it something I said? I feel like I know it's... Then Midoriya just starts a whole mumbling rant. Wow. What guy? You must have some powerful analysis quirk. Oh, he's quirkless just like me. Even better! To be able to do that without a quirk is far more impressive. Say, are you in the hero course by any chance? No, I'm. Facum then realizes he may have touched the nerve and goes, My apologies. Melissa, if it's not too much to ask, don't worry. Cup of coffee and strawberry shortcake coming up. Thank you. I don't mean to intrude. Not at all. And before. And when Melissa's heading out, Midoriya then hears the sounds of the mirror world. And when he realizes that there's a mirror creature nearby, he quickly gets up. Melissa, I just remembered to do. I had something to do. I'll I'll come back later. Quickly, Midoriya leaves and Facum goes. I scared him off. No, he really did have something urgent to do. Oh, come on, don't be sad. Okay, that was a long scene at the cafe. But, yeah. Oh my god, 21 minutes and it's just been me having the characters talk. Anyways, quickly, Midoriya is running to where he hears the sounds, and it's coming from a nearby school. And there he sees Darkwing hovering over a child. Well, then, before he goes, Amaki just quickly pulls him aside. What? Let me. Shh. We can't be caught here. I sent Darkwing out to out there. I have reason to believe that a mirror monster is gonna attack the school. That's my bad. No, it's my bad. I should have been better at communicating. No, it's. Then Midoriya remembers. Oh, Facum wanted to see you. Probably talking about how I need to be more positive or something. Why are you like this? It's just the way I am. Midoriya then notices his wallet on the ground. Oh, I believe you dropped this wallet. And he unknowingly opens it and then sees a picture of two other people with Amaki. One blonde man with a pompadour. And who looks like a Tintin version of All Might. And another girl with a purplish hair. Quickly, Tamaki snatches that and he's farming a scale. Don't take what's not. Don't look. It's private. Midoriya then nods and they then notice what appears to be a mirror monster. And then they quickly both go to the nearest reflection they can. And then they transform and all that. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what those past few minutes were, but we're improvise, Mokuba. Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge was so funny. Now, if I remember correctly, the mirror monster they had to deal with was some mantis-like guys. So, yeah, sorry, it's just I don't have a good memory. But let's face it, the mirror monsters weren't even that important. Only a handful were. Anywho, both Ryuki and Knight enter. Hold on, I'm just repeating myself. Both of them see the mantis guys all just bouncing around, just acting like complete fools. And before Yuki charges in, Knight holds him off for a bit, because they have the element of surprise. I mean, using just basic hand signs, like pointing and stuff, he's able to communicate a way for them to at least get two of them by surprise. while leaving the other one completely alone, because they can't let one of them escape. Because that means it will go after the children. So they do this by entering the building and going their separate ways. Soon they're each at their position, with Ryuki being on the second floor and Knight being on the first floor. They open the windows, at which... Wait, can the windows be opened in... Yeah, screw it. They jump through the windows. Actually, no, wait, no. The point is, they ended up getting them by surprise. It doesn't matter how at this point. Knight is able to quickly dispatch the mirror monster he has to deal with by, you know, just stabbing it in the back. Pretty simple. Meanwhile, Ryuki is struggling with his. It just keeps, it's just way too quick for him, and it ends up drop kicking him, and then just does it again, but this time just kicks him multiple times in midair. You know, like how Ouija does when he uses his final vento. That's actually kind of one of my favorite things. Anyhow, quickly, Ryuki pulls out a card and inserts it into the card reader, with it being
Guard Bento.
giving him access to the shields. So when it tries it again, he's able to block it and then just counterattacks. He then just starts bashing it with the shield. You just imagine bashing someone with a chair like how they did in that one cooking Chinese movie, where the guy just suddenly just jumps and flies at the main character. He just gets smacked in the chair. I just remember the name, God of Cookery. Chinese movies. Take any movie and put kung fu in it. At least that's what I get. At least that's what I've been able to gather from the few I've seen. There was another cooking one involving kung fu, a soccer one involving kung fu, and just one that was just kung fu entirely. But finally gets an evil street gang and the villain redeeming himself. Okay, I'm getting off topic. Knight quick then meets up with him, seeing what's going on, and it just joins in as well, taking it out. Okay. Wait. What about the third one? Damn it. It must have escaped. Wait, do you? No! Soon, anyways, Knight got drop kicked in the back by the turtle one. And it tries to go after it. This one's a little different, however. It seems a little more twitchy, more extreme. Hey, does this one look different to you? No. It feels like that, but it doesn't look different for the other two. Quickly, it then does something unspeakable to them. No, it did not. It did not become a booty warrior. I came looking for booty. Oh my god, I should cut that out, but nah. Oh, no. I'm not doing that. I'll probably do that some other time. It then just splits itself into two other copies. I think we were fighting clones this whole time. Damn. Anyways, where were we? Ah, yeah. The two clones then attack, while the third one just does a strategic retreat. Ryuki defends Knight the best he can while he waits for him to recover. He does, and then he uses to disorient everyone, and also unknowingly Ryuki. And he also pulls out the.
ソードベント
He then quickly dispatches the clones. He then checks up on Ryuki, cause he technically does need him. You, you okay? Uh, my ears, ow, that hurts so much. Wait, where did the other one go? Anywho, we cut to the cafe. I'm sorry, I saw an opportunity and I took it. We see Izuku being patched up by Melissa after the fight, and he's frustrated at himself for not being able to deal with that clone monster. Now, some of you might realize I did change it. I figured, why not? Let's make this more interesting. Melissa is reassuring him that he did the best he could. Tamaki's just in the corner, just looking at the wall, as he always does. So, what now? Will it appear again? Most likely. It really just depends on who it's after. Wait, you mean? Yeah. Most likely, someone at that school is gonna be targeted by that thing. That's awful. It is. It really is. They just sit there in silence for a moment before Midoriya just perks up. I wish I could have done better. Maybe if I was just stronger, we could have been able to. But you're not. You got dragged into this by accident. It'd be better if you just leave. You got a good life, a home to come back to. It's not worth throwing it all away. But Akito, would he want you to throw your life away recklessly? Amakiji, don't you think that's harsh? Melissa, you need to understand, this is not something he should be dragged into. Look at him. He looks like a cinnamon roll. Oh, are you being brash now? I'm just saying what's on my mind. But you're looking at him. Eh. Oh, damn it, I am. Has the so nervous, cold Amikiji suddenly gained self-confidence? No, it's not. If it was contagious, I'm vaccinated against it. Why are you such a downer? Not gonna talk. Look, you're right. I probably shouldn't be in this. And maybe Akito doesn't want me to get involved in this. But how would you know that? It's what any sane person would be. Not Akito. If he knew about that, he wouldn't have given me that card deck. He wouldn't have given me this card. Then Midoriya pulls out the card, but it's blank. Huh. That's odd. What is? The card. That card is blank. Is that a bad thing? No, I think this might be something. As you both know, Akito was an administrator since he was Ryuki. You think this card might have something to do with that? What do you mean? What if... Hear me out. Both Midoriya and Tamaki turn to look at Melissa. What if we sent Izuku undercover? Melissa, are you crazy? Look at him. He he'd get discovered in a minute flat. Right, but remember, not even if the administrators knew each other, they would have taken themselves out years ago. Which means none of them know who is who. So if Ryuki just showed up and is fine, they won't bat an eye. Akito died, but not Ryuki. Kid, you gotta not be agreeing to her. I am agreeing to her. Unbelievable. Seems like I'm the only one here with who's realizing this danger. What if the big man up there finds out? He won't. Even if he did, I doubt he'd care. Actually, have you guys ever tried looking at the disappearances? Oh, we tried, but no, there wasn't really much luck with them. Not like we could really understand. Hmm. Maybe I can have a look. Maybe my insight on quirks could help in some way, shape, or form. That would work, I guess. What do you think, Tamaki? Tamaki? Melissa then sees Tamaki quietly sneaking off. Oh, no, you don't. You're staying with us. No. I just want to go home. I'm sorry. I had to do it. You live here, remember? I want to go away from home. I'm sorry. Anyways, they go over the disappearances, and it's as you expect, completely random. Okay, so they range. Okay, the most recent disappearance was a 45-year-old man with a shock absorption quirk. And the first disappearance was technically your father. Right, Melissa? Yeah, but that was in Island. We should probably focus on Japan itself. That actually reminds me. Is this happening anywhere else? No, it seems like it's all concentrated in Japan. Which means either the person responsible for this is here, or something important is here that requires it to only be in Japan. This feels like we're drawing blanks. Oh, hush, Tamaki. And get your face out of that cake. No. It's delicious. Oh, that reminds me. Facum came along and is wondering when you'll be ready to go back to your internship. He also was wondering about your attitude and such and such. Actually, I've been meaning to ask you Amakiji, why do you fight? Okay, I just realized both Melissa and Midoriya sound similar. I'm not comfortable talking about it. Does it have something to do with the photo? No. Quickly, Amakichi gets up and then wipes his face off the cake. Wipes the cake off his face. And then he just leaves. Is he always like that? He is. I guess. I didn't really know Amakichi for long. It's only been around a year since we met. Uh, I was wondering though. I did see a picture in his wallet that contained two other people. One had blonde hair and looked like a mini. An. replica of All Might. The other had a periwinkle hair, and oh, maybe that's the reason. Yeah, wait, hold on. Wait, that person with the blonde. That's Mirio. That's Mirio. I remember seeing his performance at the sports festival. It was hilarious, to say the least. And the periwinkle one is Nejire Hondo. I also saw the sports festival, but I don't think I've ever seen her after the second one. Then the sudden realization hits both of them. Wait, could it be? Anyways, Tamaki is out walking when he hears the Mirror World jingle. You all know the one. And in the reflection, he sees a giant crab. Quickly, he goes to somewhere where he can enter. But when he gets to where he believes the crab is, it's not there. What? Unbeknownst to him, however, someone's sneaking up behind him. And when he feels the presence, he quickly turns and points his sword. Oh, Amaki, it's Knight, it's just me. Oh. What are you doing here? I just wanted. I was concerned. I heard the mirror noise and I saw a crab and. Wait. You don't think this is a trap? Before any of them can respond, a head comes flying towards them. They see it. They see it's the head of that mirror duplicated mirror monster that escaped them. And this puts them on edge and keeps them on their toes. Quickly, they go back. They're at each other's backs, just circling around the area, just trying to find where the source is. And they do this for around a minute before Ryuki is grabbed by a giant crab claw and then just tossed into a wall. So you took the bait. Hook, line, and sinker. Knight turns and is greeted by Kamen Rider Scissors. If you know him, he doesn't last long. So we're gonna drag him out for the best we can. Quickly, Knight goes to attack him, but Scissors just, just slaps him away with the giant claw he has. Rushing in recklessly. To think I could get rid of two riders at once. Knight doesn't say anything, but just decides to go back in again, but feigns an attack this time and is able to go for Scissors' legs. You pet, you fly. Quickly, I feel like I say that a lot. Scissors pulls out another card and inserts it, and the card reader says,
アドベント
which summons Volcaronus. Add on. That's its name, right? Give me a second. Oh, Volcancer. It summons Volcancer, and the two of them just dog on Knight. While Ryuki finally gets unconscious. And then proceeds to distract Scissors while telling Knight, I'll handle him! You handle that thing! Knight just nods in agreement. And then just activates a
ソードベント
so he can get his weapon and just deal with Volcancer. Meanwhile, Ryuki is just doing his best against a man with a giant claw. And just when he's about to go for a good hit, Scissor pulls out
ガードベント
and then blocks that attack and then just counters the attack with his gigantic claw. And he begins pushing Ryuki back to the fight that Knight is having with Cancer, so that he could just so that he could reunite with his contract monster. And Knight and Ryuki is not doing the best at the moment. Like he ends up getting jabbed in the stomach and launched, and he just crashes into Knight. Ah! Ow! Ow! Feel that one. Ah! My leg. Yes. I'm afraid this is the end of the line for you. Before he could say anything, a clock chimes. What? An event? The riders known as Ryuki, Knight, Scissors. You three will stop your fight right now, as you have been chosen for an event. In 2 weeks, you will have to be at the USJ and fight a monster never seen before. If you complete this event, you will be gifted with a card of your choosing. Good luck. That was convenient. Way too convenient if you ask me. Looks like we'll have to put off our fight for now. Wouldn't want to get a penalty like the last guy did. Now, if you excuse me, I must get going. Ta-ta! Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I could have handled that whole announcement better. But, if there's one thing about my videos, they're not perfect. I can acknowledge that, but I'm willing to do my own thing if it means I can make it, if it means I can have fun. So, are all events like this where they appear near death? No, they only happen when the person on top is bored, from what I heard. From the tiger. Huh? Of all the administrators I've met, he's the most passionate. He also seems to hold the most regret on what's going on. Meanwhile, I'm not sure about Ryuki because I never had him as an administrator, which doesn't make a lot of sense. We should probably get going. Agreed. Come on, I'll help you up. Thanks. Soon, both Tamaki and Izuku exit the mirror world. And Tamaki looks at his watch and realizes, shoot, visiting hours are gonna be over soon. Huh? Ah! I still, my leg. Tamaki, Amakiji. Why am I saying your first name instead of your last name? Here, let me help. I'll be fine. No, you need help. Come on, let's get go. Let's get. Which hospital do you need to go to? You have someone you need to visit. Let's go visit them. Fine, but not like I have much of a choice. Izuku ends up helping Amakichi to get to the hospital. And when they get there, the nurses mistakenly believe, oh my god, he's injured, help him! No, he just needed to get here as soon as possible, and he tripped on his leg. Midoriya lied. Why am I doing the evil laugh? However, Recovery Girl was at the hospital and notices them. Ah, I'm Akichi. I haven't seen you in UA for quite some time. And I see you have a friend. Muriel would be happy to hear about this. He's too busy with his internship to care anyway. Uh, uh, you're Recovery Girl, the youthful hero. I must say, I'm really impressed by your work. Thank you, Sonny. What happened to Amakishi? He injured his leg on his way here. I was helping him. Hmm. Normally he just ignore any help. You must have left quite the impact on him. I need to get here before the visiting hours. And what about last time, Wei? Were able to get here all by yourself. Hmm. Here, let me heal you up. Mwah. she just gives him a big, she just gives him a kiss on the forehead. You'll feel better soon. Here, have some gummies. Thank you. It's no problem. I'm sure you have a person you need to visit. Right. Go. Do you mind? Oh yeah. Midoriya still needs to help Amakichi for a bit before his leg is fully healed. Soon they arrive at a glass window. Midoriya peers in and sees the same periwinkle girl hooked up to many machines. That's Nejire. Around a year ago, something happened to her. I'm not really sure what it was, but it was when she was doing her internship with Ryuki. The Ryuki, I mean. Sorry. She was. No one knows what happened to her, but she hasn't woken up. We tried everything, and the doctors believed it was a quirk, but they were proven wrong. She's alive, but also not. She's moving, but also not. I don't know how to describe it. Me and Mirio don't know what's going on with her. But when we went to look at what she had on her person. That's when I found the night deck, and also in a folder containing evidence of the mirror experiment. I'm not sure if she was Knight or not, but she clearly knew something and was taken out. Amakichi, I didn't real. I don't really like getting people involved in my problems. I don't really like talking to people. I'm. I lack confidence. I doubt myself. But when I'm Knight, all that goes away. So I want to be the Knight for her and Muriel's happiness. If that means I must become a villain in a sense, I'm willing to do it. Is that why you don't want me involved? Hmm? Have you ever taken a life before, Amakishi? You haven't. And you're not ready for that, are you? Meanwhile, I'm not sure myself. I mean, I did nearly beat my school bully to death. That's not something you mentioned casually. He was a quirk. He was a quirkist. Meanwhile, I was quirkless. How do you think that went for someone like me? Having to live your entire life differently just because you lack some power that can make your fingernails 1 centimeter taller? Or have feet that are covered in glue? It's it's tiring. I was hoping if you can help me. Become stronger, I mean. I'll find a way to end this all. What? We writers shouldn't be fighting. None of us should have. We have a power to stop these mirror creatures, but whoever is responsible for giving these card decks, they they don't want that. They just want to see this world burn. Where's this coming from? I guess I'm still holding out to being a hero. Maybe I'm foolishly thinking to myself, if I can stop all this, maybe those who doubted me will consider me a hero. Who am I kidding? I guess I just don't want to see people throw their lives away for something that might not even be real. Shouldn't they just sit there in silence, observing Najire's unconscious body through the glass? Not in a weird way, your perversions, your porpoises. Soon they head back, and Melissa allows Izuka to stay over for the night. He does call his mom to let him know, and she's happy he's making new friends. Which he hasn't realized himself that he has made some friends. And if you're thinking I'm gonna stop right here, no, we are going to cover the USJ. Even if it kills me. And I'm sorry for all that exposition back there. I just got kinda caught up in the moment. Anyways, it's now been 2 weeks since the fight with Scissors. And Midoriya has been helping around in the cafe. While also looking at the card deck and studying the cards he has. And also looking at Dait's one, also looking at Amakiji's one when he allows him to, and also helping him come up with some better strategies. They don't know what this monster could be, but they both know it isn't going to be something pretty. And with Scissors there, they don't know if he might just stab him in the back when they're done. But the biggest concern is, how are they going to get to the USJ if Midoriya can't enter? Melissa then begins thinking of a huge plan, like a whole espionage thing, but Amakiji just goes, I'm a student, we can just walk through the door. He'll be fine with me. Both Melissa and Izuku just slouch, because they were brainstorming this plan for months. I thought you said it was a week. Silence, Amakiji, don't break the fourth wall! Flex tape! Go! So they put their plan in motion. And they're walking to where the USJ is supposed to be an hour before the event starts. Because it's a long walk there. I never thought I'd be on UA grounds. Weren't you already there before? Yeah. Do you think we'll find Scissors' identity? Most likely not. Probably best we don't find either each other's identities. But what if we can reason with him? He's a madman, can't you tell? Right. Soon they arrive at the USJ, and they go to one of the areas that isn't the front of the USJ, and go near the glass. And they're just waiting. Midoriya's brought some snacks though, and he also was asking Amakichi to demonstrate his quirk more. Like, you know what I mean. And they do that for a bit. Soon they see the bus of UA students pull up, and they enter the USJ. But then the lights suddenly flicker off after a bit, and suddenly the League of Villains appears. What? This is bad. Is that the villains? Hold on. What? Hold on, maybe they'll escape. But they realize their signal's being jabbed. Hold on. I have a signal at least. Mm-hmm. Who is this? Principal Nezusa. Ah, Amikishi. How are you? Um, this is. Are you Principal Nezu? Indeed, I am. And who might you be, young man? Izuka Midori, Amikishi's friends. We're near the USJ, and it looks like, and there are villains inside it. Shouldn't the alarm systems have gone off? It's most likely one of them has a jamming quirk or a jamming device. From what I see, there's a whole bunch of villains. One with and three important figures. One with hands and shaggy blue hair. One entirely made out of mist that acts like their teleporter, and a giant bird monster. I would question why you're near the USJ, but this is more troublesome. I'll gather as many of my teachers as I can. You two to stay safe and don't let them see you. It's not like they can. Suddenly they hear the mirror noise, and they see a blurry vision of someone. The time has come. Enter and face your greatest challenge so far. Right, we'll get out of here as fast as we can. Quickly, Amakichi hangs up, and the two boys transform. They enter the mirror world, but instead of just appearing in the mirrored version, since they're not inside the USJ, they appear in the USJ. Like, the point is they're inside the mirrored version of the USJ, but it looks a lot more different. There's, instead of a mountain area, there's a desert area, a snow area, a thunderstorm area, a tornado area, and an earthquake area. And this doesn't look like the one we know. No, it doesn't. Oh, it seems like you're here. Ha! Scissors! Why the hostility? I can't attack you in this. Apparently the big man upstairs doesn't really like that. Soon they turn their attention to footsteps, and there they see Tiger. Well, hello there! Great to see you all here for this event. I sure hope you guys are gonna give it your all and go plus ultra! As you know, you have to face a terrifying opponent. And unfortunately, I can't give many hints. They're still mad at me for last time. But don't worry. I believe in you, Tree. Wait. Ryuki? Oh, Tiger! Oh, what a pleasant surprise. Izuku says, masking his voice. I didn't realize administrators can participate. This is a special occasion, per se. Reevaluation, if you will. Ah! Very well then. Unfortunately, I have to sit on the sidelines for this. I was hoping we could possibly chat a bit. I would very much love that. Oh my god, that voice is hurting me. Ah. How is this working? I have no idea. Why are we whispering? Get out of the whispering. I want to join. What are we whispering about? Nothing, nothing. When does the event start? Oh, right now! What? Suddenly Midoriya just gets... Ryuki just gets punched by what appears to be the same bird creature as before. But now it's Snazzy Sunnies. Nah, he just has... He just has a mustache. Nah, it's just the same one. That's the same thing we saw. Oh! You saw this one before? Tiger says, standing on top of the stairs with a megaphone. However, before any of them can react, the Nomu just charges in again and tries to attack Ryuki, who's able to dodge the flying punch and quickly staggers to get back up. Nomu then charges at Ryuki again, trying to punch him again, but he dodges it barely. And before it can attack, Knight comes in with the sword, with his lance, and just jabs in its leg, causing it to scream. He then pulls it out and tries to jab it again, but it quickly backhands him and throws him in the sand area. Scissors is just watching this from afar because he thinks, I can just wait this out and just join in later. And Tiger notices this and yells at the microphone, "What are you doing just standing there? Those who don't participate don't get a prize in my book." I hate when I have to deal with you. Quickly, Scissors activates the
ストライクベント
and then charges at the Nomu. Seems like they always do that. The Nomu, noticing this, tries to punch him, but he uses his gigantic claw to grab the punch and then redirect it back at it. How do you like a taste of your Before he can respond, the Nomu just punches him with his other free arm, and he gets sent tumbling back. Anyways, both Ryuki and Knight come back, this time with Ryuki has a sword this time, and then begin slashing at the Nomu together, trying to just disorient it because there's two of them and one of it, so it can't punch them both. But it does a sonic clap, and then just knocks them both away. Scissors having enough of this, then just quickly charges at it again, and and then labs a jab in its guts, but it knocks him back again. It seems like, why aren't we doing any damage to this thing? Hey, Knight, remember the missing people? What does that have to do with it? One of them had shock absorption. That's when it hits Knight. The reason why this thing isn't taking damage from their punches is because it absorbs it. Oh, you were able to figure that out. I wish I could have. Guess I'm useless in this. Not entirely. Before they can plan, the Nomu comes back and then just does a ground slam, knocking them all away. However, Scissors decides to buy them some time by activating his
アドベント
and summons Volcancer to help deal with the Nomu as a distraction. Seeing what Scissors did, the two of them get together. Okay, you better have a good plan for this. Okay, as we know, it has shock absorption. But I also noticed it was healing the wounds, so it also has regeneration. So what are you saying? Well, it's clear it will just absorb whatever final Vento we do. So I think our best bet is to weaken it and overload it before we do that. And how do you suppose I be involved in this? In case you haven't noticed, I don't have a sword. You redirected his punch before. If you can keep doing that while also blocking, you might be able to help overload it. Knight, I need you to use your trick event to, and also your nasty vent to help in case we can disorient it. The multiple slashes should help weaken it. And what are you supposed to do? I'll use my contract monster to deal with it. Mine has fire, so that can help also stall its regeneration. After that, we all perform our vinyl vento on my signal. Do you guys agree with this? For a few seconds they think, but they also realize they don't have much time because Volcancer is not doing good out there. It has good defense, but the Nomu's also chipping away at it. Well, I don't feel like dying today, so I'll have to agree. I believe it's a good plan, Ryuki. Come on, let's do this. Alright, let's go! So they put their plan in motion. Scissors activates his
ガードベント
and helps with redirecting the punches of the Nomu back. But when it tries to counterattack, it puts up his shield on his other arm to not take as much damage. He does get pushed back a bit. Volcancer also pitches in when he needs to. Knight activates his and summons extra copies of himself. And they begin slashing Nomu, and since it's already distracted by the punch redirecting, it isn't able to do much. And Knight tries to get a nasty Vento, but ends up pulling the final Vento. So he just yells, "I didn't get the nasty vent." That's fine. We'll still try without it. Ryuki also then activates his
アドベント
and summons the giant dragon. It then strikes at the Nomu just as it's about to launch a sonic slam, or just a huge attack that would have taken out most of the copies. It strikes at it, then turns around and just launches a huge heap of fire at it, causing it to scream, like badly. And seeing the state it's in, Ryuki then decides it's now or never and goes, "Now!" And soon, the three of them activate their final vents.
ファイナルベント
Ryuki has Dragger fly around him before he leaps up, and then launches a kick. Knight begins running, and has Darkwing equipped onto his back. He then proceeds to jump, and then just a twirl and spin kick. Scissors has Volcancer launch him in the air, and he does a front flip before switching over to a kick, and all three of them connect on the Nomu, causing it to explode with such force it causes the whole mirror world to shake. Yeah, sorry, just tried to shake a bit. Soon the three of them stand back up, and they see the Nomu be destroyed. We did it! We did indeed. Puts his hand on Ryuki's shoulder. You did good, kid. Not a bad plan. It certainly was better than dying. Congratulations! You all worked hard and worked together. I'm proud of all of you. Yeah, where's the prize so I can blow this popsicle stand? Alright, here they are, the cards you were promised. What's wrong? You don't like them? No, it's not. It just. Why why does it look like it's in pieces? The artwork, I mean. Oh! You guys are actually the first to hear about this. Don't let anyone else know. But apparently, if you collect all those cards and fill that one in, you'll be able to access a much more stronger and powerful form to continue your fight against the monsters. Now, I must get going. I have things to do. Wait, our chat? I wish we could chat, but I'm actually being called over for something entirely new. Was just wondering. I'm sure you heard of the news of me being attacked. Oh yeah, I was very concerned. Would you happen to have information? The attack scrambled my memories. What I do know is, it wasn't a rider we've seen before. Hmm? I mean, it could be. I don't really know much of the detail. But I must get going. I'm sorry I can't be of much help. You did the best you could. Right. And why are you doing that fake accent? Don't worry. I won't tell a soul. Goodbye. Then proceeds to walk backwards while waving his hands weird like. That's something I do. Well, I suppose we could fight, but I'm feeling too tired, so truce for at least 2 days. Works with me. I guess. I have a question for you, though. Sorry, can't hear you leaving now. Damn it. Well, that Tiger guy reminds me a bunch about someone. Yeah. Oh, wait. What about the attack? Alright, that. We better leave. Anyways, soon they leave the mirror world. They do see what's going on. It goes as canon, but then they see the Nomu suddenly explode. And this confuses everyone, especially the teachers who had just arrived. And Shigaraki's like, "What? Why did the Nomu self-destruct?" I'm not sure, young master. But if our weapon is gone, we clearly can't do anything. I suggest retreat. No, 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 no! They must have cheated somehow. Young Shigaraki. I don't think they have a quirk. I don't think any of the UA faculty have a quirk that self-destructs things. But we must leave now. And they do end up leaving, and both Amakiji and Izuku sneak off. And they're at the gate of UA by the time they get back. That was eventful. It was. That was a good plan, though. Thank you, Midoriya. No problem, Amakiji. Anything for a friend. Friend? Wait, are we not friends? No, 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 no. Ah, I'm Mikiji. Just the man I was looking for. They both turn to see Principal Nezu walking towards them with Paoloda carrying him. Oh, you're Principal Nezu. It's an honor to meet you. And you must be the young Midori I've heard so much about. And you're Paoloda. Pleasure to meet you. I don't think he sounds like that. I think he more sounds like I don't know. We're going with that accent. I was curious as to where you two were after you called me. Like you said, we had to leave the area. Interesting, interesting. But why were you at the USJ? I wanted to help Amikiji with his quirk. I studied quirks as a hobby, and I also wanted to see the USJ, and he kindly let me go there just so I can catch a glance. Not many know about this. I may or may have not heard him mutter about it, and I may have pressured him. That does seem likely, but no harm done. You actually helped quite a lot. Thankfully, none of our students was seriously harmed. We were able to deal with it as best as we could. I do say, Midoriya, what school do you go to by any chance? I'm not currently at school at the moment. Oh, hell, if you want. But I do like your work, your attitude and work ethic. Maybe I may be as bold as to invite you to UA. Sorry, but no. Midoriya says, tone clearly saddened. Oh, is there something wrong? No, it's just my dreams for a hero died a long time ago. Is 10 months really that long? It is to me. Oh, I see. I won't pressure you, but if you've changed your mind, I'd be happy to invite you to UA. Even as just a regular student. Okay, thank you for your offer. We have to get going. Yeah, we have a shift at the cafe. You guys work at the cafe? It's the only place where a quirkless person like me can go. Well, we gotta get going. Bye! And soon they leave. You think he rejected it because he doesn't believe he can be a hero without a quirk? No, it's something else. Something has been bothering me, Power Loader, and I don't know why. Hmm. I'll have to keep a close eye on them. There's clearly something they weren't telling us, but no harm was done. Well, we best get going and see what the press thinks about this. Yep. And that's where we're leaving it off, and oh my god, I did a recording in one day. Wow! This calls for celebration and lemon. Because my throat hurts. You may not realize this, but in the recording, I have coughed multiple times. Now, I have the recording done in one day, but not the pictures and the editing. As of now, it's 7/13, the 23rd of the 8th, 2025, when I'm recording this. Now, I gotta say, I was having fun with this one. Now, I know you guys probably might not like how I'm handling this or not, but I wanted to do my own spin on things, cause in the Decade world we all saw how they made the Ryuki writers lawyers. I think Zelda would really like that world. And yeah, I wanted to do something like that. Take what we have and add something new to it. Now, I should probably mention the other picks for who Kamen Rider Knight was before I decided to go with Tamaki. I was thinking about changing it to Shoto mid-recording, but I'm stuck with this choice. I'll probably include Shoto in some way, shape, or form. I just went with Tamaki because I wanted to try something unique. I don't really see him much in these kinds of things. Now, the other two picks were Aizawa and Shoto, like I said before. And Aizawa was strange. Because can't see him doing this kind of thing. And Shoto, it was an obvious choice. I mean, come on, even the person who commented it also realized it. But I ended up picking Tamaki because it would have been pretty cool. It was a really good idea. It was just something that came to me in the moment, and I wanted to do something like this. Does it fit Knight? No. But we have to understand. The Knight in this story isn't Ren! Which means he will be different. In fact, all the writers can be anyone. You could have, I don't know, Tesla be Odin. And you could always justify, like saying, his Tesla coils enchanted the mirror monsters to his every beat and blah 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 blah. Either way, sorry it took so long for this video to be made and to come out. But I'm hoping that you guys enjoy what I've done. If you don't like what I did, that's fine. This series isn't perfect. I don't claim they are. But let's all be respectful in how we express our opinions, okay? Good. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta stop talking because my throat is hurting me so much. Good day.
アドベント、アドベント、アドベント。